name is Cameron Rogers. I'm a wide receiver.
And Cameron, first home game, what does that mean for you, the first home game of this season?
It's pretty big. I mean, last season we went out, it was our first home game, we got a victory, and we're trying to do the same thing this season.
Now, this will be your third meeting with Clinton in a year. What's your thoughts of going into the Clinton game and meeting this team again? You split with them last year, but that second win, you knocked them out of the playoffs.
Well, I know this season they're coming back with a vengeance, and we're just trying to do the same thing we did last season, get them out just like we did before.
What have you worked on since the New Hanover game? That was kind of a rough game for the team.
Well, we had to work a lot on the offensive side of the ball because we weren't really able to score how we wanted to. And defensive-wise, just we can't let like big plays up like we did last game. So we've really been working hard on that during practice.
You personally, how have you felt about your play so far this season? What do you feel that you've done well in? What would you like to improve?
I'd like to improve on the defensive side of the ball. On offense, really, I feel like offense is starting to settle. Like last season, started coming into playoffs, and I feel like it's carried over to this season. But defensive-wise, this is my first season playing, and I'd like to improve on that a lot.
My name is Elliot Dangerfield Jr., and I'm the quarterback.
Elliot, you had two games that were quite different from each other so far this season. Right. Jones Sr., you really didn't get a chance to show what you can do because the score kind of got out of hand. You guys got up 36-0 in the first quarter. Last week, New Hanover gave you fits. Talk to me about the difference between the two games.
Honestly, the difference between two games is just honestly how we came out to play. Like I feel like New Hanover, the Jones Sr. game, we was ready to play, and even though the team was, I don't know, just we got up early on the team or whatnot, it's just that when we played against New Hanover, I didn't feel that we got up and got out as much energy as we did against Jones Sr. So.
What are some things that you worked on this week to improve for the Clinton game?
Personally, I've just worked on more film, make sure I get my times, my reads and everything right, make sure I'm getting my shoulders around what I'm supposed to do and different stuff like that. So.
Are you feeling comfortable in the position of leadership?
I am. I'm feeling really comfortable. I've just, I don't know, I've been in a leadership role all my life, so to speak. So leadership, like a leadership mentality has kind of always been with me. So.
Third time facing Clinton in just a year.
No, right?
How does that feel to going up against Clinton again? And of course, last year you played a different position.
Right. It feels good, honestly. This time I'll probably be on the field more. So it's fun to be out there instead of being on the sideline like cheering on my team, but still I like doing that too. So whenever I'm not in there, I'll be cheering for them. But it's going to be a great atmosphere. First home game, so we should be good.
And that's the next thing I wanted to ask you. This is your first home game as the quarterback of this team. How does that feel?
Man, it feels amazing. I can't wait. I've been talking about this game all week, ever since week one when we was at Jones Sr. I'd be like, man, I know I'm here in Jones Sr., but I can't wait to play in front of my fans. So.
Gonna have a lot of family here?
Oh yes, ma'am. I will have a lot of family here.
You guys had some pretty good practices this week. We understand the team really has pulled together since the loss at New Hanover.
Yeah, we really have. Honestly, just knowing that we took a loss that we felt that we shouldn't have lost, but I know this week we've been battling hard in practice, out of practice, making sure we're keeping each other up, and I think it's going to be something to see on Friday night.
Coach, we're coming off a loss, kind of a tough loss for the team. We thought we would do a little bit better against New Hanover. If we could have, I think, probably two plays back, the 4th and 4 where we jumped and gave them a new set of downs and they scored, and that touchdown right before the half would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, it would have been a different game. We would have stopped on that pass play right before the half. Would have went in at 14-6, and then been able to come out and shut them down or stop them, or even if they scored, you only down 14 points then. So, but the guys, they took the loss. They had a great practice this week, and we're excited to play Clinton.
Now, what are some of the things you worked on this week? We know that there were some issues with the secondary. We got burned on the long pass a few times. On offense, some really nice throws by Elliot Dangerfield, but there were times he just didn't have enough time to release the ball.
Right, we worked on our pass blocking up front. And then we worked on also our defensive pass rush. New Hanover quarterback had entirely too much time to throw the ball, and when you're playing zone defense and you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, he has all day to pick you apart, and that's things he did. And they found the open zone, open area, sat down in it. But we worked on that this week in practice, and we hope that we come out and we do a better job this week.
What are you looking for from Clinton? Clinton is 0-2, but no one should let anyone fool them about that record. They played some tough teams, and there's a history from last year. You knocked them out of the playoffs.
Right, Clinton, they're probably the toughest 0-2 team in the state. You can't come in and think they're not good because they haven't won a game yet. They played a couple tough teams, East Bladen and Cape Fear, and they run a different offense this year somewhat, spread, but they also still in that four-house tee, and I expect them to come in and run the four-house tee and try to pound it down their throat like they did the first game that we played them last year. And I'm sure they're coming in looking for revenge, being that we knocked them out of the playoffs and a chance to go on to possibly play for a state championship.
Now, you don't have an easy stretch after Clinton. You have Wallace Rose Hill. You're going to have to go down there. You're going to be home again to James Keenan. Then you have your longest road trip of the regular season, and that'll be Bedingfield.
Right, yes, it's a tough schedule. This is these 3 games. The 3 games I'm talking about was Hanover, Clinton, and Wallace. And we feel as though if we can get at least one of those or 2, then we're sitting pretty good. And then, we have a good game with James Keenan, and then Bedingfield is always athletic and big up front, so it's going to be tough. But we think we can come out of this non-conference schedule on the plus side or even, then we're sitting pretty good going into conference.
How are we health-wise? I know you're getting an important player back.
Oh yeah, we got Mo McIntyre back. He's already committed to Duke, a big guy. He's the leader up front on the line, and he hasn't played in over a year as far as regular season game, and he's excited to be back. The kids are excited to have him back. Coaches are excited to have him back, and hopefully he'll do a big thing for us tomorrow night.
How about the other players? Everybody still pretty healthy?
Everybody's still healthy on this end.